Hello everyone, I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Welcome to the match review of our 4-0 win over Burnley today. And you guys, great performance, a great testament to Sarri Boy. In today's match review, I'm going to be talking about Barkley's great performance. I'm going to be talking about Willian. I'm going to be talking about Alvaro Morata, Loftus-Cheek, plus Kante's low-key underrated performance as well. But you guys, before I start, and sorry to tell you, but please download that OneFootball app. It is in the link in the description below. As you can see beside me, you get all the match stats from today's game. And honestly, it's a great companion app to have beside you in your pocket, because if you want quick stats on Morata's performance or how many passes that Jorginho played today, it's the perfect app to use. So if you want to help support my content, please download the link in the description below. You guys, starting with the lineup, and it was quite interesting. Of course, I suspected that Sarri was going to use Morata today, and let's be serious, it was the right decision in the end, even though, as I was saying in my match preview, Giroud still would have had a very positive influence in this game, as we saw later on as well. And of course, we did see Barkley starting over Kovacic today, and we have to say, and I have to definitely say too, Barkley was very good today. Now, a lot of people, I feel, unfairly just ignore all my critiques of him in the past. I think I gave very valid reasons on him, but I always said consistently, I expect higher standards from players. It's not just about your application, it's about the end product as well. And Barkley is showing that end product. I'm not someone that's going to patronise any player at this club. Of course, you have to put in that level of performance, and that's what Ross has been doing for the past 4 games now. And it's good to see that he's scoring, he's looking confident, and some of the critiques in his game, they're really not as strong now as they were before. And it's great to see that he is learning, he is improving, and he is minimising some of those mistakes. So it's going to be really exciting to see how Barkley's season does develop. But you guys, moving back to the game quickly, and for the first 10 minutes, it was very hard. As I was saying in the match preview, Burnley's tactics were a bit similar to the ones Man United used last week, using that mids block where they're not really going to try and press us very high or aggressively. But what they did was they had Hendricks actually trying to close down Jorginho whenever we tried to play out from the back, and they really stopped the channels where we like to make those passes in. And, we found it quite hard. They were competing 50-50 as well, but you guys, that was only for the first 10 minutes. After that, we were able to start our passing game again. And honestly, that partly came down to the inconsistencies with Burnley's pressing today. Now, I'm going to get Burnley's tactics out the way first so I can focus on much better things in this match review. But as I was saying, they were using that mid block where they're trying to soak up the pressure, trying to keep their shape, trying to stop us and make it hard for us to play out from the back. And we did struggle for that first 10 minutes. But the inconsistencies were there with their pressing. The amount of times Hendricks didn't pick up Jorginho and didn't close him down. And you guys, as I was saying, this game was an amazing testament to Sarri Boy. With Sarri Boy, there's a massive onus on playing out from the back and circulating possession. And how many times will we have possession of the ball, play it back to our half, and just circulate the ball in our own half? And honestly, this is like the biggest solution to teams that use this mid-block, because it forces them to have to press and try and close us down. In a way, we're trying to trick in these teams into trying to press us. Once they do, it creates the gaps in behind where guys like Barkley were operating in and picking very intelligent positions as well. It freed up space down the flanks as well. Willian had so much joy in this game today. And of course, once you bypass that press, and once you have those attacking players making those very intelligent decoy runs by actually just dropping a bit deeper, freeing up the spaces down the flanks, that really just stretched Burnley apart throughout this entire game, and they weren't able to get close to us whatsoever. Their pressing was non-existent. We had so much time and space on the ball to do what we wanted. And I know, yes, other teams will pose a much more difficult task. They're either going to park the bus really deep or be very aggressive with their pressing. But at the same time, the players still have to perform well, irrespective of what opponent they're facing or what tactics the opponents are playing as well. But you guys, after that 10 minutes of difficulty, you could see we were playing our football straight away, and it was great to see just how dangerous we were looking. Now, Willian, who I thought was exceptional today, very unlucky hitting the post. Morata then getting the goal not too long after that. And I think his movement throughout this entire game today was very good. I think what definitely helped was that there was much more space to play. And let's be serious, most of the teams we faced this season have really just parked the bus and really been very narrow and very defensive. And when you're someone like Morata, it does become very hard because, you look at Morata's game. Morata's game's always been to play on the last defender every single time. And today he was able to constantly do that due to the ways we were able to just really spread Burnley wide with our movement and our intelligent runs as well. And Morata had a very good game, and it's good to see that, Sarri really managed Morata very well to get him back on form. And it's just the marks of a world-class manager and a world-class coach. He understands how to get the best out of his players, when to use them. And it's no surprise now that you're starting to see guys like Barkley looking like a Chelsea player. You're seeing Morata, 3 goals and 4 appearances. And, it's the first game this season but he's been able to actually keep the ball in the final third and actually provide that passing outlet with the attacking players, which is very good to see. So tons of credit has to go to Maurizio Sarri. Unfortunately too, in the second half, Pedro does face a minor setback. It's unfortunate for the guy just to recover from injury. Really struggled to get that form back and to pick up another knock, but Loftus-Cheek comes on to replace him. Sarri didn't use any wingers on the bench today. And when it comes to Ruben, I'm going to speak about him later on in this match review. Moving on to the second half, and we're really just continuing where we left off from the first half. And as I was saying about Burnley, they're really struggling this year. They've never really been synonymous with conceding so many goals during the course of a season. And already, they've conceded more than 20 goals in the league, which is crazy. And as I was saying in the match preview, they just lack that confidence once we score the first goal. And as I kept stressing, the quicker we score that first goal, the dynamics of the game is going to be completely different. And it's only going to be in our favour. Burnley tried to press a bit more. And to be fair, they didn't use their park the bus tactics, which I kind of think they should have done. I don't really understand why Sean Dyche thought all of a sudden, let's try and have a go at Chelsea. Maybe it's for confidence reasons. So it's like, if we do lose the game, at least we put effort in and at least we tried to go for it. But the way they tried to create attacks against us was pretty basic. It was just efforts out wide, crosses inside the box, and they were constantly dealt with very easily. But you guys, moving on to Barkley again, he does get the second goal. And this is what I'm talking about. I've always been saying and I've been stressing end product over application. When you play for clubs like Chelsea, application is just, it's the basics, it's the standards. You need to have that end product. And Barkley showed that today. I'm not a patroniser. It was a great individual effort. I love that he took responsibility in that moment. If this was Barkley a month ago, the guy definitely would have just passed it to someone else. But now, because he's got that confidence behind him, he took the effort for himself. Great finish with his left foot in that bottom right corner. And it's just good to see that he's playing well now. I don't have an agenda against players, you guys. And to be honest, I know this is way too early to say, and I'll speak about this in tomorrow's 5 talking points video, but, seeing how, Ruben and Ross are playing right now, it does bring up very interesting questions about Kovacic, and in tomorrow's video, I'll further expand on my ideas. The goals keep coming. Willian deservedly gets the third goal, and as I said, I thought the guy was exceptional, and I know I'm going to sound really boring because I say this all the time, but when you see the guy playing on the left, playing to his strongest foot on the right, where he's able to play his game by cutting inside, the guy is an exceptional player. And he's just really unfortunate that he's always had guys like Neymar in front of him and Hazard in front of him down that side. But I've always thought a way to counter that is to have them interchanging today. And that's something that Sarri definitely encouraged during this game today. Willian was constantly on the right, on the left, in the middle. Very influential in our game today. And I really think it's between Willian and Barkley for man of the match for today. I've got to talk about Ruben for a bit now. And of course he comes on, he has to play out wide. And you guys, my thoughts and opinions on this. Well, some of you do. I don't think playing in the wide areas gets the best out of Ruben. And it's no surprise to me today that every single time he moved infield or he had the ball essentially, that's when he looked very dangerous and that's when he just kind of lit up and looked like the real Loftus-Cheek. Now, of course, I know that, when he was at Palace, he was playing as like the wide playmaker. The Koke role where, your starting position is out wide, but you have the license to actually roam infield and be like that hybrid midfield player in a sense. A lot of times today, because you have to keep the shape of the team, he was very wide and I just don't think it's the position to really get the best out of him. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, he's box to box. It's about driving through midfield, attacking the spaces, causing havoc. Essentially, when you play out wide, it's a different game. It's about knowing how to make those runs, which he wasn't really doing as much down that right-hand side. It's about knowing when to beat a man, etc., etc. Ruben's always been a midfield player. I think he showed glimpses of what he can do, and of course for him to get the 4th goal, in a way, and I'm going to sound a bit cynical, but stat padding his performance for today, I think it's only going to do wonders for him. I think his confidence is there. 4 goals in 2 games is great. Now, he's going to start again probably against Derby next week as well, so really everything's looking on the up for him, and it's actually really exciting to see. But just a few more points before I wrap things up. It was interesting to see Sarri's substitutions for today. Of course, bringing on Cesc to replace Jorginho, smart. Jorginho has played a ton of games already, and I think we were in complete control at that time. Makes sense to give him a rest and let him play. And what I like with Sarri too is that he does reward players for playing well. You know, Ross Barkley was able to complete the full game today. And I think with this performance, it's definitely deserved. And it just goes back to how Sarri knows how to manage a squad, how to manage players, how to use them to get the best out of them. And you can already see why the players love him already. But I mean, it's amazing to see just how great our squad depth is. We've always thought that. I think maybe the only area is for the wide areas, but you guys, you know, looking at this team, honestly, I think we're just 1 or 2 top players away from having one of the best teams in the world. I mean, defensively, we're fantastic right now. Luiz and Rudiger is a very good partnership at the back. It's been a while since we've had a very great, consistent core in central defence. Our midfield are getting goals now, which is great to see. Yes, some of the opposition we have been playing against haven't really been parking the bus as much. And, you know, of course, there has been space to play in, but you still have to perform no matter what game you're playing in. And it was just a fantastic 4-0 win. And it's just like, I'm hoping I can actually predict a score right so far this season. I've always been off by like a goal every single time, but 4-0 against Burnley, you guys. I told you, once we get back from the international break, the goals are going to be coming. This game really summed up what Sarri ball is. We completely destroyed Burnley today. And you guys, this season's looking very exciting. But you know what? I need to go now. Thank you for watching today's match review. Please like, comment and subscribe. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Lions TV. Signing out.